All right, Law Dog Corvette here, and today we're going to be talking about tuning the engine. If you followed the progress of this 1974 Roadster, you will have seen that we completely redid the engine. We just put the engine into the vehicle, and today we took the engine out, or took the car out with the new engine in it, and did some test runs around the neighborhood. We did break the engine in a couple days ago, ran it at about 2,700 RPM for about 25 minutes, varying the RPMs, testing all the fluids, oil pressure, everything was fine. There was no issues at all. So today we took it out on the road, and again, had nothing that really gave us any issues. But today it's time to tune the engine, all right? So there's a couple of tuning issues that we need to take care of, and that is one, initial timing, and we'll talk a little bit about what that is, and we're also going to talk about the initial setting for the air fuel mixture on the Edelbrock carburetor. So let me show you exactly what we'll be doing today. 3, 2, 1. All right, so here's our Chevy 350 engine. We do have an Edelbrock carburetor, Edelbrock intake manifold. We put a roller cam, so this is a roller setup, and we have the HEI distributor in the back. And so when I say initial timing, I mean what is the timing at idle for the vehicle. And you can see down here is the timing tape, and you can also see the timing marker. When we were putting the engine together, I made sure that that zero on that marker was exactly top dead center, so I know it's top dead center. This right now, the car is sitting at, well, it looks like 40 degrees above top dead center, but I'm not really sure of that because I don't know if it's on its intake stroke or its exhaust stroke. So anyways, that's not really important right now. But what we want to do is we're going to be setting that timing mark to approximately 8 to 12 degrees before top dead center. And you do that by loosening and turning this. So that's your distributor. And in a Chevy, if you want to advance the timing, you will turn the distributor counterclockwise, and if you want to retard the timing, you would turn the distributor clockwise. Of course, to do that, there's a bolt right underneath there that you would loosen, and then this whole top will turn. We'll do that in a little bit. Again, your initial timing is really engine specific, but you want to do your initial timing when the engine is warm at idle, and you want to make sure that your, right over here, this one right here, your vacuum advance is disconnected. All right, so that's the first thing we're going to do, and I've got a small video to show you about what initial timing is, and I'm going to show you that right now. All right, to understand timing and how to time the engine, you have to first understand the 4 strokes of a 4-stroke compression engine. You have your intake stroke, that's A. You have your compression stroke, B. You have your power stroke, C. And you have your exhaust stroke, D. We are interested in the compression stroke when we talk about timing. Even though on this diagram, it says the power stroke starts at C, and you see up at the top it says spark, that's not exactly what we're going for, because as on the power stroke, the piston you can see is going down. It's the compression stroke is where we want to have our spark. Now, in the compression stroke, you see that the piston is all the way at the top, and that's what we call top dead center. If the spark hit and went off exactly at top dead center, then your timing would be at 0. However, we do not want the spark to go exactly at 0. We want the spark to hit a little before top dead center. So as that
on the compression stroke, as the piston is going up, we want to find the right time that makes the most efficient power. And that spark is going to be, at least on a Chevy 350 engine, somewhere around 12 to 8 degrees before top dead center. So that's what timing is.
The next issue we're going to tackle is right there. Those two screws. Those screws are the idle mixture screws, and it's going to set the amount of fuel that comes into the engine at idle. And of course, to find that good idle, you have to find initial timing. So you're going to do the initial timing first, and then once you have that, then we're going to mess with those screws to get the absolute most efficient air-gas mixture at idle. And of course, the engine has to be warm. In order to determine that, both of these, you're going to need one specific tool, and that is a timing light, and a timing light that specifically has an RPM gauge on the timing light. We're gonna go through everything, show you exactly how to do it, and in a few minutes we'll get that going. All right, the engine is warm, and you can see I've got a timing light that'll tell me exactly my RPMs. And I'm at about 720-ish at idle. And we're gonna turn the distributor, and we're gonna see what that does to this RPM right now. Setting of the engine is about 12 degrees above, or advanced, 12 degrees advanced, so 12 degrees before top dead center. If I turn this counterclockwise, it's going to increase that. If I turn it clockwise, it's going to decrease that. And as I increase or decrease, you should see the RPM of the engine go up or down. So I'm going to increase. So it would have gone up. Let me go decrease. It's going down. All right, so let's find that sweet spot. And then if you take I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it. But it's sitting about 21 degrees above top dead center. That's too much. So I need to come back off of it and get to be about 14.
Yeah, you can't see it.
About 13 right there. So I think that's pretty good. Now that we have our timing set, we're gonna mess with these oil or these gas air mixture screws. All right, so these two screws right here, at idle, they're going to control how much gas is coming in. If you rotate them clockwise, you're closing them. If you rotate them counterclockwise, you're opening them. You'll know the sweet spot because your RPMs will go up or down. So if I move this, you'll see the RPM of the engine go up or down. So let me give it less gas. Going down. And then let me give it more gas. And then I'll go on the other side, it'll get too much. All right, so you gotta find that sweet spot. Alright, so that's basic tuning of your engine. It has to do with how much gas is getting in and what your advanced timing is. We've got it set on the very leanest amount you can have without it affecting the idle. And then we have our timing at about 14 degrees before top dead center. That's a really good starting spot. This has got a decent aggressive cam in it, so you're going to have more advance. If you're not running any cam, a good place to start would be about 10 degrees. All right, that's enough to get us started. We'll continue to tune on this engine. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.